How do you stay safe on the internet? That's a massive topic in itself. But probably the most important thing is to keep all of your passwords and logins and secure data in a safe application. And that's what I'm going to cover right now. Now, this is a tutorial. We're going to be covering 1Password and password managers. And if you want to follow us, give us a follow at Fogees Hub. We cover everything related to Fogo chain. More on that in future tutorials, but definitely we are worth subscribing to. Now, when it comes to password managers, essentially there's quite a bit of competition out there. If you have an Apple device, you can use Apple passwords or Google passwords as well. There's also LastPass, which is not a suggestion of mine. And there's 1Password. There are others out there as well. I believe that 1Password is the most user-friendly. It still requires a tutorial, but it's a better alternative compared to Apple or Google. The website is onepassword.com. It's spelt with the number 1 and then password. Now, how 1Password works is you're going to create 1Password, which allows access into the application, which stores all of these other passwords for Yahoo, Gmail, crypto wallets, etc. And inside of all those passwords, it's like a series of numbers and letters. It's just not easy to remember. It's basically impossible to remember. And if a hacking device was trying to actually hack them, it would take, with the present computing power on Earth, trillions of years. Now, before we go any further, this is not free, but it's a small price to pay to have a little bit more peace of mind. So $3 US per month paid annually. I'm completely down with that. I've been using 1Password for years. If you have a team, you can use this one here, or if you have a family, you can use this one here. Now, if you hover over resources, you can see it's available on Mac, Windows, iOS, Android, and as a browser extension. So for this, I'm going to be using a browser extension. We're using Brave browser here. We will download this for Brave, and this opens up in the Chrome Web Store. So we can see it has 5 million users and a 3-star rating. Add to Brave and add extension. I personally think it's certainly far better than a 3-star rating, but it's one of those products that does need a tutorial and doesn't have like an inbuilt tutorial. Next step, we're going to click continue. Now, I've already signed up to a plan and I'm going to show you everything, but this is a tutorial. I'm going to cancel this as soon as this tutorial is done, so do not use these details. Make sure you do your own. So in our emails, we've got this. We will click join now and then create your account. So Fogees Hub and next. 1Password security is uniquely strong. Next, we're going to go for a password here. And before I show you this, I just want to show you how it's very, very important to get a really decent password. Now, before we create a master password, I want to show you how important it is to actually get this right. We're going to go and we're going to have a look at passwordmonster.com and we're going to see what is a typical password that somebody uses. So before we go any further, let's ask ChatGPT. These are 3 common real-world examples, but we want something a little bit better than that. Because the reality is, if we take any of these can be cracked within seconds. Let's try this. Coffee 2023. Now, if there was a computer trying to hard crack this with decent hardware, it would take 6.5 minutes. If you were silly enough to do something like this, or that, or even that, you can see that the amount of effort you need to put into a master password, it's sizable. So this next part is not personal advice. It's just an example. You can ask ChatGPT for better ideas. I don't want to take responsibility for your own security. I just want to give you some tips, okay? This is not legal advice. But let's have a look at something like maybe your first dog's name. So Ralph, possibly the year that your grandmother was born. I don't know, 1930. Your favorite food, gelato, with a little bit of randomity thrown in there. The symbol you get wrong the most, these ones. And your most favorite fruit, strawberry. Finally, a percentage sign, just to make it a little bit more random. Now, something like that, yeah, it's a lot to remember, but you just have to remember one really decent password. And it can be smaller, of course. I mean, it's 28 characters. It can be smaller, it can be shorter. But the point is, you want something that takes millions of years to crack. And this, in my personal opinion, you never go and put this password into Apple or Google. you make sure that this is just in your memory. Maybe it's stored in some sort of cipher in a safe or something like that, but you don't want to go and put it into the prompt of your phone so that if you were ever under attack, someone could access everything by just using your fingerprint, and then it just auto logs in. You don't want that. So make sure you don't save this password to your Brave browser or anything else. So we're going to come here, we're going to paste it here, we're going to paste it here, and it's definitely using 10 or more characters, and next. Now we have to generate a secret key. So we'll generate the secret key. And this is something that you would download the PDF, and then you would print it out and you'd store it in a safety deposit box or something really, really safe. For context, this is what it looks like. It doesn't have the password here. You can of course write that there, but then it's another vector of attack if you ever become well known or something like that. And you can even scan this QR code in order to set up your 1Password. This secret key is very important that you have this. You do not share this with anybody. I'm only showing it to you right now so you understand what goes into 1Password and what goes into security. Then we'll click next, and then you can start the practice tutorial. We can create a fake account. We can use the suggested password. Perfect. We can save it. Also come up here and we can pin this one like so. Next. Cool, 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 cool. And this is so poor as a tutorial that probably because I've already added it, it's not letting me do its thing. There's a couple more steps you can do in here. And just so you are aware, your 1Password details are saved in 1Password. So it actually shows your password here, but it's only in 1Password, not in Google or Apple or anything like that. Now I've closed that page. I'm going to come up to 1Password and I'm just going to click edit and just make this nice and big so I can just see what I'm doing with it. I'm going to turn off share analytics, remind here, and you can see I've got nothing actually in here. Now we can start to import our password. So we come up to the top left and we manage our account. Then we click home and we import our passwords, and we can work out whatever we're using in order to import them seamlessly. So as an example, let's say we needed to add an exchange like OKX. This is what we're going to be maybe using to onboard or off-ramp. So we'll go and we'd sign up, put in where we live, of course, next, proceed, yes, next. We'd add our email address, hello@fogees.link, referral code if you've got one, and sign up. We would add the code here, add the code, would add a number to verify this, and then we'd go ahead and would create a password. And this is the type of password we would use. And then we'd click edit. For some reason, it didn't want to remember my username, so we'll add it like that. Hello, save, and then next. And then it even prompts us on how to create a passkey. So we can create now, and we can save a passkey. Passkeys are the coolest technology, which allows the best form of security. And I'll cover that more so in the next tutorial. Now, this is just one that we've done. OKX, you can see the username, a passkey when it was created, and then the password. Of course, I'm not going to use this account, but I just showed you everything just transparently. You will not share any of your passwords with anybody else. But if you're a part of a team and you need to share logins for Figma or something like that, then you do have the option of actually taking a password like this and then actually going and sharing it. You can set how long the link will expire in, and you can add the exact people that need access. If you get a family or a team plan, you can even create vaults, and those vaults will allow you to put items in and then everyone can access them. So that's a little bit of a short tutorial and overview of how to use 1Password. It's very, very important that you use some sort of password solution. You can use whatever you like. I just think that 1Password is the best. So that's your tutorial on 1Password and a little bit of explainer on why I like it. I'm very bullish on it. It helps significantly with passkeys. So please make sure you use some sort of password manager with very good security, because passkeys, they are the future of being able to access crypto and other accounts on the internet. That's all for this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe and check out our next tutorial, which covers how to use Infinex. That one you do not want to miss.